blast with an extra lobe in my brain and some pretty awesome superpowers. Going by the name Captain Marvel and wearing a cool costume, I battle evil. Things have gotten pretty weird around here recently. A few unwelcome guests coming out of the woodwork. Oh, what now? Lady wrestlers? You're putting me on. Let's make this brief, Pound Cakes. I've got places to be. So there we were in the park, when my old adversary, Pound Cake, suddenly shows up out of nowhere. It seemed like Pound Cakes didn't want to play after all. Except I wasn't buying it. Probably just trying to lure me in. Time to look around for a plan B. Got her attention, but I think it's safe to say she still looked pretty mad. We had to act fast. This gal wasn't gonna go down so easy. That tackle attack gave me an idea. Maybe she needed a little charge of her own.
Get killed.
Ouch! Now that was an accident just waiting to happen. That's when Pound Cakes got really mad. She was on a super rampage and called me out for a one-on-one wrestling match. I'm no wrestler, but hey, somebody had to shut her up.
Duh. Excuse me.
That's Pound Cakes taken care of. Great. What now? Don Rob. I should have known he was behind this madness. Looks like he's going to crush my lovely city with another city? He can't do that. I've only just got my place how I like it. Come on, Cap. We have to stop that Kree before the Big Apple's only fit for strudel. Yanrog delivered his obligatory supervillain speech, and his plan became clear. Pieces of shrapnel from the Psyche Magnetron machine, still in my body, were being used to help power his evil schemes. Jan Rog had used this power to rebrand himself as Magnetron. He planned to rebuild an entire Kree city, dropping it on top of New York. Speaking of headaches, every time I tried to fly, I got a searing pain in my skull. I'm guessing that was due to Magnetron using my strength to power his. It was a weird feeling, as if when Magnetron got hurt, I felt it too. Like we were connected, being drained of power every time he reappeared.
It's handier than you might think.
Without being able to fly, this fight was gonna be a whole lot tougher. Pretty glad Cap remembered to bring his souped-up bike along. Cap was pretty salty about that bike getting destroyed. I said I could hook him up with a spaceship, but he just gave me that face. I was starting to feel like no matter how many of these constructs or bad guys that I got rid of, Magnetron would just go ahead and summon some more. We needed a more permanent fix. This girl knows how to improvise. I don't know how, but somehow the source of my headache is also the source of his power. I need to get away. Break the connection. Only then can he be taken down. The further I get from him, the more I can feel my mind slipping away. Losing who I am. My memories. I hope I let the cat out.
That was it?
Excelsior! We're getting more reports of criminal activity close to your location. Guess the bad guys don't want You know we got like 2 of those in the kitchen, right?
Of these?
Not of those, but like bottle opener.
Oh. Oh. I've got at least 3 somewhere in my room too. Not to mention that every multi-tool I have has a bottle opener on it as well. And I have at least like 5 of those.
Wakanda, an isolated and technologically advanced civilization on the African continent. 3 times winner of the coveted Vibranium Producer of the Year Award. And more importantly, my home. I am T'Challa, son of T'Chaka. And like my father before me, I serve as the Black Panther, protector of my people. I'm also pretty good at crochet. My first real test as the Panther came in the form of Claw, a greedy mercenary who took my father from me. With the help of my sister Shuri, I prepared to save my people and bring Claw to justice. Let the hunt begin. We knew that Claw was in the council chambers across the city, but it was no longer safe to travel on my skybike without being spotted. We had to proceed the rest of the way on foot. In Wakanda, we worship the Panther God, who has protected and guided us since time began. It is from her that my powers are blessed. The most direct route to our destination was over the turbines. A dangerous path, but we had no other choice. Shuri, my sister, fierce and loyal. I had always tried my best to protect her, though she rarely needed it. Her skills as a warrior were only matched by her intellect. It was as I'd feared. The transport we required had been damaged during the attack on the city. It would need to be repaired if we were to reach Claw in time. Shuri's skill with a spear was incredible. I did not envy those who sought to test her. We managed to complete the repairs and were soon on our way. Claw would soon be brought to justice. Foiled by Augustine Dulac, the Black Knight, we were not deterred. We would simply have to get the replacement bus service instead. I was hot on Claw's heels. I could taste victory. All I needed now was the exact change. Our attacker was Augustine Dulac, also known as the Black Knight. Apparently a direct descendant of Sir Lancelot himself. He referred to me as a varlet, which I found to be more confusing than insulting. The Black Knight appeared to wield his ebony blade clumsily, like a brute. However, I had to be careful that this wasn't simply an act to trick me into lowering my guard. Feel the claws of the Black Panther! He attacked again and again, yet we stood strong. We would show him the strength of Wakanda. We had defeated the Black Knight, but our showdown with Claw still lay ahead. I was glad Shuri was with me. I could ask for no better an ally. Finally, I came face to face with the criminal Claw. The Black Panther had now located his prey. Having so many weapons at his disposal, Claw had developed an overwhelming sense of arrogance. This would be his undoing. As our battle continued, the danger rose ever greater. Wounded prey always fights hardest before the end. This is not my destination. This is where my journey begins. Victory came at last. Claw was finally defeated, and would face the judgment of the Panther God. But not before he faced mine. With Claw disarmed. Disarmed. His army for hire fled like the cowards they are. We repaired our great city. Both its walls and people have never been stronger. My sister, too, has shown herself to be a force to be reckoned with. A force that Wakandans will soon desperately need. But that's another story.
Excelsior!
Life of Dr. Strange, Sorcerer Supreme, is rarely ordinary, and this day is no exception. Whilst deep in study of the Book of Vishanti, the Eye of Agamotto alerted me to intruders in my Sanctum Sanctorum. Mordo, that mystical menace. and being aided by Dormammu from the Dark Dimension. Those fiends! What this gruesome duo don't know is that I too have an ally from the Dimension of Darkness. There is a chance that with the aid of the beautiful Clea, I could foil their dark purpose. By the hoary host of Hogan, they will learn what it means to tangle with the master of the mystic arts. My sanctum was under attack and I had to defend it. I could keep his puppets at bay, but with Dormammu's power aiding him, Mordo's shield was impenetrable. My only hope was Clea in the Dark Dimension. The Dark Dimension was a dangerous place. Not only home to Dormammu, but also his minions. My amulet, the Eye of Agamotto, allowed me to pierce its veil, but alas, I could only watch, helpless. Fortunately for me, Clea was capable of almost anything. Dormammu was distracted and Mordo's power waned. Unable to maintain his shield, he was left vulnerable. Now was my chance to strike. It was clear this was going to be no simple fight. I only hoped that Clea could continue to distract Dormammu, to make Mordo vulnerable to me once more. By the mystic moons of Manipur, Clea had done it again. I could feel Dormammu's rage echo across the dimensions.
No. Mm-hmm.
Once more, Mordo fled. I hoped that Clea could find a more permanent distraction for Dormammu, so I could end this. The mindless ones. Magical beings of immense strength and power with savage dispositions and minimal intelligence. Their only desire to fight and destroy anything and everything. Trapped in Dormammu's prison and ready to burst forth. Now released, the mindless ones beset upon Dormammu. It would take all of his power to put them back into their prison. Power he could no longer spare for Mordo. It was time to face him. By the flames of Faltine, he would learn what it meant to cross Doctor Strange, Sorcerer Supreme. The power of his demonic cohort, Mordo soon fled. No doubt he would return with some fresh devilment, but I had more pressing problems. The Sanctum Sanctorum was a mess, and I had guests arriving at 8. If only I hadn't given Wong the night off. As I prepared the hors d'oeuvres, my mind drifted to Clea, my silver-haired ally. I prayed a chance to repay the considerable debt I owed her would present itself. Little did I know that it would take an eternity for that to happen. But that, my friends, is another story.
Excelsior!